Do you girls prefer more athletic guys or more nerdy guys?
Nerdy.
Nerdy? What about you?
100% nerdy. Both. A little bit of both.
Okay, but if you had to pick one,
Athlete.
why athlete?
Because that's the only guys that ever hit on me.
So the nerdy guys don't even try it?
No.
A lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying that, like, black girls don't like nerds, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, not a lot, but there are black girls who are also nerds. So, like, would you ever guess that I, myself, am a nerd? Like, I literally play Sudoku for fun. But would you guess that by looking at me? No. The issue with a lot of these black guys who call themselves nerds is because they dress like the stereotypical caricature of a nerd. They be slouching, they be looking like they're scared, darting eyes. They be wearing these outfits that are never on trend, they never fit them correctly. Their haircuts are never good. Like, y'all just be looking like a nerd, you know? And honestly, like, no one really, like, people don't really want that, you know? So just switch up your outfits, you know, get a haircut, put on some cologne, roll your shoulders back, sit up straight. Because you might have a great personality, but if no one can get past your appearance, then no one's going to see your personality.
So I was trying to make a video about a compilation, right? And then I went down the rabbit hole of, like, women saying that you should get nerds, right? You should get a nerdy man and all that stuff, right? And I want to say that's cap, right? In the sense that women... in general, women don't really care or are attracted to the nerdy, geeky type of men, right? I'm not saying that there aren't women that, you know, marry them or with them and stuff like that. There are, but the numbers are very skewed. There are more men that are nerdy than there are women, okay? And let's say this, right? Even for the women that are nerdy, right? You have to think they more than likely wouldn't be easy to be attracted to typical nerdy men. Just like what she was talking about, right? She, in essence, she said a nerd, pretty much a geeky guy, pretty much has to change to attract women. So essentially, you kind of not be a nerd, not be a geek to attract women. So that's you're just saying that you should change who you are, right? And then you'll attract women. So really, it kind of defeats the purpose of you being who you are, right? You being you, and that is what attract women, right? And that's the thing, right? This is why I say it's cap. Nerdy men are kind of perceived, and I'm not saying that it's true or not, right? Probably is, as creepy to women, right? Because they're sometimes shy, they're not as talkative, they're not charming, they're not funny. Then it's just a kind of a geeky personality, right? You're more likely you're an introvert. You're very passionate about certain topics, but you're essentially still an introvert. And you know, you're not socially calibrated. Which is it. Women are attracted to certain men. Yes, they want maybe some geeky qualities, right? Where you're passionate about certain subjects, where you're smart. You know, you're not necessarily you're kind of monogamous mindset. You know, you're not really the player type, but she still wants those kind of qualities of the player type, right? The charismatic, socially calibrated, looks like those type of men as well, right? And you know, so on and so on. So it's like, you know, you're desired, you know, or you're well off, or you're financially well off, stuff like that, right? Engineers, all the things. But there are drawbacks, right, of geeky kind of qualities, right? Like I said. So that's why I think, in general, women are capping if they say they like nerdy men, or that women can be attracted to nerdy men, because I honestly think that in general they don't, because more than likely women in general find those men creepy, a turn off, not attractive, not interesting to talk to, a turn off, right? Social calibrated is a very important thing. Women who are geeky, well, technically they're usually more socially calibrated than the counterpart, right? So that's why they will still find other geeky men creepy, right, or a turn off, and call them misogynistic or whatever, because those are men that just not in tune with how to deal with women and how to deal with, the presence or trying to attract women. So that's why I was just thinking that, like, I think it's a cap, right? Most geeky men are usually the ones that are single, usually the ones that could be virgins, usually the ones that no women talk to, or no women, or very few women would be interested in. It was just an idea or a thought process, because I was watching all these videos, and I think it's a lie, right? I just think in general it's a lie, right? For the people who, have relationships, great. But again, this woman, right, who loves geeky men, she's not going to date dozens to hundreds of geeky men. It's just, she's going to find one person. That's it. So in general, yeah, there are a few women, but the numbers, I think, are very off balance. So I just think that women are not necessarily into or would be attracted to geeky men in general.
Nerdy dudes are the most underrated guy to date.
I don't think people understand when women say they want to date a nerdy guy. Come here, they're not talking about the real nerdy guys. Okay, when women say they want to date a nerdy guy, they're talking about like the attractive guy, right? That watches like one anime and he's like, oh, I'm so nerdy. Okay, if they really want to date a nerdy guy, really date a nerdy guy. I'm talking about the guys that aren't afraid to still go to conventions. You ever been to a convention? Go to one and you'll understand how fun they are. I'm talking about the guy that is antisocial, short, right? A really short social battery. So if you go out with him, you will be back home at a reasonable hour. I promise you that. Okay, if you ever want to do a movie marathon, a real nerdy guy will be excited to watch every single movie in chronological order. Marvel, Star Trek, Star Wars, it doesn't even matter. I'm talking about guys that still have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? I mean, really get there. Try it out.
I'm talking about how many six-figure men. What you do, a lot of sick people.
Yeah, I would say yes. They are single.
Well, they're younger or older though.
I would say a lot of them are older, but I could tell, they're a little nerdy. I don't want to say nerdy.
They can't really get girls. They don't want. You talking about the guys that men don't want?
Don't do that.
The ones that the women don't want. Yeah. So guess what? So you can get bro. You can run through them. I'm about to say, and you're from the bottom. So at the end of the day, you got. They don't have class. Yeah, and look.
This is the thing where I say it's who you choose, right? You see these women complain about men. At the end of the day, it's not men. You should complain about the men you choose, right? The small amount of men that you choose. There are good men in, many kind of categories. Good men, right? There are decent men that make a lot of money, or there are men that don't make a lot of money but are still decent men. But the issue is that they are not necessarily what women are attracted to, and it is what it is. That's fine. But then you can't come out and say that, oh, men are terrible, men are cheaters, men don't know how to communicate, men don't want marriage, men don't make money. You have all these complaints. But then when there are men that may fit some of those, there are some men that counteract these complaints, like they make money, but they're not attractive or socially calibrated, or they're geeky, so you don't want them. There may be men that want commitment, want marriage, but again, they're not attractive, they're not tall enough, or they don't make enough money, so you don't want them. This is the issue, that women want certain type of men, the top 20% of men, right, to be perfect, right? So they want the man to be attractive in their eyes, tall, have money, socially calibrated, charming, wanted by many women, but are not cheaters, right? They're monogamous, want marriage, want to be good fathers, just a laundry list of perfection, right? Combined to be a perfect man. And that's the thing that I think modern women are facing, that you cannot have it all. the perfect man is either non-existent or so rare that he's either, you know, not around you, or, you know, he's already been taken by somebody, right? Or close to perfect. So this is the thing where like I said, I think women are their own, what is it? They are the roots of their problem, right? They're the reason why the dating market is shitty right now. Because your expectations are unrealistic to what you want, to what's out there. Okay? To have a man that makes a lot of money, not geeky, or, you know, socially calibrated, charming, funny, good looking, and would want to be committed to you, is obviously, it's not working. It's not happening. So this is the thing that women seem to not understand and just keep on perpetuating, right? I'm waiting for that perfect man. Okay.
You send me a good man.
Excuse me, miss. God sent me.
God knows you are not my type.
So you trying to keep your clothes on or what?
Rude, but I like it.
What's up, cuz?
So let me just go to the hood nigga, because the hood nigga already gonna go above and beyond when he comes to a girl like me, because he's gonna appreciate what I bring to the table, versus a good guy who knows he has all these options. He's gonna take me for granted. So I'll just go to the hood nigga who gonna, you know what I'm saying, take me on the adventure I love.
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.